What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 98 of Next Gen Newsweek. We are so close to hitting the big 100th episode, which is crazy. My name is Mitch. Joining me, as always, Richard. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
And Chase. Also, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah. So this has been a very quiet week for gaming, unless you are very big into leaks. And boy, have things been leaking as far as Pokemon goes. But yeah, it's been a wild week. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, we'll talk about it a smidges, but not like actually spoil anything. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Bayonetta 3 because it's finally got a release date and showed off a new trailer. We're going to talk about Red Dead Online, Richard's favorite online community, and its current state going forward, and some other stuff. Let's go. We'll go ahead and start with what we've been playing this past week. Chase, do you want to start us off this time?
Sure. So I actually went back and played through the PS5 upgrades of Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy. And, these games are such great games with great stories, great mechanics, and the characters you can really resonate with. And, now that The Last of Us, part 1 got a really nice upgrade, I would really love to see a ground up remake of those first three, or the first, Uncharted games with the more updated mechanics, because I went back and I played those games years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like after playing Uncharted 4, and I was like, man, these mechanics are really clunky. And it would be cool just to see a nice update to that. Other than that, I played 2 platformers this week, and the first one was called Horned Knight. And man, if you have ever seen that meme of you asking your mom for something and she responds with, "We have that at home, but it's like the cheap knockoff version." This is like Shovel Knight's dollar store clearance version.
Oh man.
Yeah, this game has 4 chapters, but you can actually get the platinum at the start of the second. The game slightly ramps up in difficulty as you progress, but it doesn't really add any new mechanics as you go along. And actually, since you can take 5 hits of damage before going to a checkpoint, I found myself really not really avoiding anything other than just lava pits and just kind of rushing through things. The first two bosses were kind of really pushovers. The third boss was incredibly difficult because the hitbox was really, really tiny, and if you got too close to it, you actually took damage from the boss. So I was having a real hard time with that. But other than that, I finished the game. I think I got the platinum in the first 20 minutes without playing. So if you're looking for a cheap platinum, snag this if it's on sale. Otherwise, pass on it. The other platform I played was Glam's Incredible Run: Escape from Dukkha, and it's actually a really great game. It's actually a puzzle platformer. I finished chapter 5 last night, and still I feel like I'm about halfway through the game. But yeah, each chapter has collectibles, and each chapter adds a new mechanic to the game. It's got a lot of great physics, and like if you pull an object onto a lift, it weighs the lift down, which that lift may be tied to something else that moves, so you have to rush over there to get to that. So each level is really short. It requires puzzle solving to figure out. A lot of really timed leaps, wall jumps, swinging from platforms. Getting through each level, get collectibles, and as it progresses, it gets harder and harder, and it's got some really, really, really challenging platforms. So if you like that, pick that up. This is a really hidden gem if you like challenging platformers. Other than that, I picked up Time on Frog Island and the Klonoa remix this week. But Stray is out tomorrow, so I'm going to be looking forward to playing that, and hopefully I'll get around to those other 2 by the weekend.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big old cat game. Richard, what have you
Dude, man, I've been playing everything. I've had ADD this past week.
Oh, so you took a page out of Steven's book from last week.
I did. I must have been influenced. Let's see. I got Brilliant Diamond, so I've been playing a little bit of that. Core Keeper, an early access game on Steam that I've been playing. It got a new biome update. I didn't realize back in June. So that's probably what I've been playing the most. It's kind of like Terraria, but a little bit more difficult, and it's not a 2D platformer. It's 3/4 overhead, sort of Diablo-ish kind of look to it, but it's really fun. God, I've been playing Shredder's Revenge. I've been playing the original Jurassic Park for the NES, and I've been playing Jurassic Park Evolution. A little bit of Minecraft. I feel like I'm leaving something out. Like I said,
you've been golfing.
I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. I played through Golf Club Wasteland, and if you missed I can't speak this morning. If you missed the sale on Steam, it's currently on sale on the Nintendo Switch, and maybe PlayStation. I don't know. I didn't look, but you can get it for $1.99 on Switch, which I did. So I now have it on Steam and Switch just because I felt like buying it again because it's so beautiful. Yeah, I can't. Chase, do you ever play a game like that and just get mad at Mitch?
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's so, and it's at the very end of it, after you complete the game, it's kind of like a gift. They give you the soundtrack, which, if you've played the game, that truly is a gift. They spent, a lot of effort, and a lot of creativity, and the songs are so catchy. You'll find yourself singing to astronauts while you're doing yard work. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait to see where they go, because the next game is completely different. It's the same, but it's completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So why would everyone be mad at me? Because it's not my type of game.
Because you're not an indie gamer and you miss out on great experiences.
Even if it's a short game, it's like play it.
It is like I finished. I mean, I could have finished it in a day, but I spaced it out. It took 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll just go buy it real quick, so y'all leave me alone. Get off my back.
$1.99, man.
I got ripped apart at work the other day for ordering food to be delivered to the store instead of like just going to pick it up. And I feel like this is the same kind of attack I'm being under right now. They were like,
no.
Mitch, Wendy's is right across the street. Go get it. I was like, I don't want to go get it. Then they're like, I will go pay me money. I will go pick it up for you. Don't pay some chump to go get your food and bring it over here. And I was like, I already did. I got ripped apart over that.
I don't have an opinion over that though. I think people should do you. Mm-hmm. If you want to pay somebody to do it, then then do it.
Yeah.
I guess they were mad because I didn't give them the option. Like, it wasn't like hey, do any of you guys want to do this before I pay some other guy to do it? And that's where it kind of like came into its own. But they were like, Mitch, how much did you pay for your Wendy's? And I was like, $17. And they were like, shut up, you did not. And I did. And I'm about to use my Nintendo points and buy Golf Club Wasteland. Oh, sorry, not all. I had 84 cents. So I'm paying $1.26 for Golf Club Wasteland. So I'm kind of a big deal now. I've got that. So ask me what I've been playing this past week. Not Golf Club Wasteland, but that'll be on next week's show.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess. I have almost finished my true pacifist run of Undertale, which is great. The game has finally clicked with me, and I'm already planning, like, as soon as I get done with this, I'm just going to go, I think I'm going to go the complete 180 and try a genocide run, because why not? Just make the game as hard as fucking possible. I've toned back on my Animal Crossing a lot. I realized I had an addiction. I'm seeking help. Trying to work on that. And what else? Oh, and I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Party lately. I have some friends from school that are like, hey, let's all just get really drunk and play Mario Party. And it's just been a trip. Just so fun. So fun. I've been able to, like, one of the games I actually was like at my house instead of house sitting for Alex. So I was able to like record us playing it. And it's probably the funniest like 2-hour clip I've ever recorded that I would like love to chop up and make into like a video. But it's just like, it gets progressively worse because we set rules for like how often we made it like a drinking game out of it. So it's like every time someone gets a star, everyone else has to drink. And like if you come dead last in a mini game, you have to drink. And it's just like, Whew. There's a lot of alcohol being thrown around for that 2 hours stint of time. It's like it pisses me off because like when you go to select like your turn count and stuff, it'll be like, how many turns do you want to do? And you'll set it to like 20 turns and it'll say this will take an hour. And it always takes an extra hour for some reason. Like it's never just that 1 hour that they tell you it's going to be. But yeah, it was, that was a lot. It's a lot. Let's talk about what games are coming out this week. Chase already mentioned Stray. It's coming out to a PlayStation PC exclusive game coming out on the 19th, which is tomorrow. Yeah. We have As Dusk Falls. It's an Xbox exclusive game. Just got a bunch of 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s because the review embargo dropped today. We got the Endling Extinction is Forever coming out on everything. Fallen Angel for the Switch and PC. I never even heard of that game. I'm sure it was in the 5,000 trailers that Chase watched. Into the Breach is a mobile game. It's got a bunch of 9 out of 10s coming out. Bright Memory Infinite comes out on the...
Sorry.
You're good. I just don't want to like talk over it, but it happened. Bright Memory Infinite, which was originally announced, it was originally a Steam game. It's just called Bright Memory, and then they're bringing it to console called Bright Memory Infinite. Was originally an Xbox exclusive. Now it's coming to everything. It comes out on July 21st. It's a game that's like one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen. It's made by one dude making this whole game. It's kind of like I think Black Myth Wukong eventually added more people, but it started as like a one-person game. Or one-person team. But yeah, it comes out on the 21st. It's getting mixed reviews currently, but I haven't like read the review on it. Koromon coming out on the 21st for the Switch, and the big one on Friday, Live Alive, coming out for the Switch. Hell yeah. Have either one of you played the demo yet?
No.
What of Live Alive?
Yeah.
I started it last night.
Hell yeah. Which one did you start with?
The Imperial Japan, the little old dude Shifu.
Yeah.
Earth and Heart Shifu. Yeah.
Is that what you named yours? Earth and Heart?
Well, that was the default. I don't.
Oh.
When I play a game, I go with the default name.
I named mine the Elden Lord.
Elden Lord.
Elden Lord Shifu. Oh man, I got through the Imperial one and I just decided like I've seen enough. Like I don't want to. I mean, I could play the other 2 chapters, but you don't get to play through the entire chapter. You only get to play like to a certain point. And I was like, I don't want to start the other chapters and be like, oh, sorry, you can't do this. I'm just gonna wait.
Well, it carries over though, doesn't it?
It does, but it's like I don't know. I'd rather just knock it all out at once. So instead of having to do that waiting game. But yeah, that's all of the game releases coming out this week. Now, one of our big topics we're going to talk about is Bayonetta 3 because it's got a release date. It's coming out in October, on the 28th to be exact, like a week out from Mario Rabbids. Yeah, did you guys watch this new trailer for Bayonetta? Are you excited to play as the witch again?
I've never played Bayonetta.
Me either.
So it looks cool. I also will a quick little go there as Bayonetta. I think 1 and 2 are available on Switch right now. You can like order physical copies, and I believe the Bayonetta 1 is supposedly very limited. That's apparently what Nintendo said.
So Bayonetta 2 currently has a physical copy that comes with Bayonetta 1. If you buy that as a download, but they're going to be releasing a physical copy of Bayonetta 1 that comes out, I think, the same week as Bayonetta 3.
Pre-orders went up this morning.
So that'll be a very limited game. If you want to get a collector's copy, that'll probably be worth a bunch of money a year from now or something kind of like that, a DLC for Xenoblade 3. With this, they kind of... what do they call it? The naive angel mode, where like, because this game has like a lot of nudity in it, because like her Bayonetta's like entire outfit is like made out of her hair, so like when she starts doing all these attacks and stuff, the hair comes off of her body and transcends into like these gigantic fists and stilettos and whatever the hell else she uses, and it like reveals a lot of her. Where they have this naive angel mode where it doesn't do that. It's just her clothes to stay on, I guess, for the younger audiences, which is like, it's a rated M game. You don't have to put a naive angel mode. Like, you don't have to do all that. Like, I mean, like, oh, she's in Smash Brothers. That means she must be in a rated T game or something. It's dumb. Just about as dumb as Skate 4, now called just Skate. Skate with a period at the end of it, sorry. It is a I called it a free to prey game because that's pretty much what it is, just preys on people. Because they said allegedly, excuse me, that there's not going to be loot boxes in this game, but people already have this game and they've been playing it because someone leaked it online, and they have confirmed that there are loot boxes in this game, which is a very preyful tactic, whatever.
Well, maybe they just call it something else.
They call it
prey boxes. That's how they get around it. We don't have loot boxes in this game. We have bonus item boxes that you can purchase.
I don't really care for the art style. Go ahead.
Yeah, they said they're not locking anything behind paywalls.
Bullshit.
So like any content they drop, they're gonna it's not gonna be locked behind paywalls, because you have like games like Destiny, where like if your friends are in a certain area playing and you want to play that, play with them, then you have to have that DLC. And they said they're not going to do that. They are going to have microtransactions for cosmetic stuff, but they're not going to have microtransactions for things like that where it's pay to win.
That's good. Yeah. At least they're not pulling an Elder Scrolls Online. Ain't that right, Richard?
Yeah, I was watching a video, and never mind, it prefaced saying that it was pre-alpha. You were talking about how you didn't like the art style. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it looks like Untitled Goose Game.
But this is pre-alpha. So
yeah, there's clips of like fully rendered areas.
Okay.
Well, that was a clip of a fully rendered area. That didn't look too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like the little bit I've seen of it, because I mean, skating games are not like, I'll play a skate. Let me put it this way, because this is just how it's going to end up coming out anyway. I will play a skating game more likely than I will play an indie game. Just throwing that out there. Mm-hmm. But like Skate 3, incredible game. But like between like Skate 3 and like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, like that's like all the skating games I ever needed. Because like, you add more music. Like that's pretty much like all that they do. Because like there's only so many skateboarding tricks that you could come up with, like that are not just renditions of other tricks. So like you make a new skate game and it's like, oh yeah, we added all these tricks. Like it's the same tricks. Like the tricks are for kids, right? But like, sorry, that's just
you could do new areas.
Dumbest thing I've ever said.
Did you say something about Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah,
I feel like I missed something.
Yeah, because he was talking about how they're not doing like a pay to win thing where like you have to pay money to unlock different areas of the map, kind of like Elder Scrolls.
Well, I kind of see that though. That's justified.
So, plus it's just made by EA, so it already is just like down a peg because they suck, and that's just where we're at with it. I don't know. I'll give it.
They make good Star Wars games
sometimes, but I think I'm starting fights today. It's just where we're at.
You leave Cal Kestis alone.
That was a good one. That was the dude from Jedi Fallen Order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one of the good ones. But you also have. This will also be controversial, but Battlefront 2. The gameplay might be cool, but like that game was in a horrible state for years before they finally fixed it. I had to write a paper before they fixed it. Like, just
I like the original better.
Yeah,
from way back when. Yeah.
Battlefront 2 looks amazing. Like the art style, like graphics, great. Gameplay, their pray to win system, awful. Trying to figure out how to incorporate that into that. I don't know. I'll give Skate 4 a chance, especially if it's free. You tell me I don't have to spend $60 to play this game, and then like
it's just called Skate.
Oh yeah, Skate period.
Yeah. Skate period.
I'll play Skate. I'll play Skate period because it's free. I only have room for one $60 purchase a year that also has microtransactions, and that's Call of Duty, and that's just how it's going to stay. So, I'm sorry, $70 game. My bad. Speaking of
I thought EA sucked.
they do. That's Activision. Call of Duty's Activision.
Oh, it is. It is. It is.
Which
you can
also
tell what
sucks.
I don't play.
Which also sucks a lot. I was talking to a friend the other day, and he's like, I wouldn't say he's like madly disappointed, but like I think he really wanted to play Diablo 4, but is like refusing to buy that game because of the current state of Activision Blizzard, and I get it. But
what?
Like with the whole harassment and all that shit from months ago that's still like ongoing and stuff like that. Just like not wanting to support them as a developer and like, man.
Yeah, but you got to understand that like there are victims that work for that company, and you're also choosing not to support them as well.
Yep.
True.
So it's not like you're just burning the ones that are guilty of anything. You're burning everybody.
Very fair. There's no I was gonna make a transition. Speaking of burning people, no, I'm kidding. This week out on PC, there is now a mod for Skyrim that allows up to 8 players to play that game together. The only bad thing is that game still costs $40. So you have to pay like, unless you just already have it. But you can, if you have it already, you can use mods to allow to play 8-player multiplayer Skyrim, which sounds cool until you realize that there is a mod for Super Mario 64 to play with 128 people. And then it no longer sounds as cool because, first off, getting 128 people together to play Mario 64 just sounds absolutely insane. But,
has somebody done it?
Yeah, there's a video. Okay. There's several videos of people doing it. There's also the PC. I was gonna say PC version, but the PC hacked version of Super Mario Odyssey. You can play that with up to 10 people, and like people play like hide and seek and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun to watch. But yeah, if you have a PC and you either have already bought Elder Scrolls or you want to give them another $40 so they can continue to port the Elder Scrolls to everything that'll run it, including desktop calculators, smart fridges, Alexas, and that dirty pile of laundry that's been sitting in your chair in your room for a week now. Give them money because they will port it to that. Exactly. Let's talk about Red Dead Online. Richard, the state of that game is not in a good state, and they held a funeral inside of the game because the game has died.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
I mean, I think it's it died a long time ago. I think everybody's been kidding themselves. It's so funny because, there was a time when I thought that like Rockstar was like the greatest thing ever. And now like I really question that kind of judgment. It's funny because I'll watch a stream and I'll catch a clip of somebody playing Grand Theft Auto Online and I'll be like, man, that was awesome. I need to play it. And then I'll play it and it's like I get bored in 5 minutes. How people are still enjoying that to this day boggles my mind. With Red Dead, there was so much more they could do, and I don't know. It's not that. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. There was a lot of things they could have done and they didn't, and that's the only game. That's the only online game that I've ever bought like a pass for, because they used to do like passes that would allow you to unlock certain things. I've never done that for any other game. I don't know. I guess it just, with the way it's trending and all that stuff, it certainly has a fan base. It's just Rockstar doesn't care. I don't think they care about anything but Grand Theft Auto. And I think they've kind of pussyfooted around about saying that, but I don't think, everybody talks about like, Bully, because I would love Bully, and some of their other, the Agent X or whatever that's supposed to come out. I can't remember that. I'm not so sure we'll ever even see another Red Dead at all. I mean, I think because another developer said something recently about how like they're just was it Battlefront?
What about
A
what?
developer said something that they were only going to
Oh
focus
yeah,
on making this one game.
yeah.
Was it?
It was Dice with
Yeah,
Battlefield.
Dice with Battlefront. I think that's where Rockstar is right now. They think they found their, goose that lays the golden egg, and I think that's what we can expect. I don't, I don't think there's going to be. Wait, aren't they redoing Max Payne, or is that just rumor?
No, they're yeah, that was an official announcement.
Okay, it'll probably do as well as their remaster of the GTA trilogy. So, I don't see much from them anymore except for Grand Theft Auto. And I mean, if that's the case, then and the next one, it better be good. I'm curious how they're going to do the online because I mean, are they going to drop Grand Theft Auto Online, or are they going to make it to where you can almost like a split server, like when you log in? I'm going to log into GTA V Online or GTA 6. I don't know why I said V. I wonder how they're going to roll that together because I mean, I guess they could just cut that off.
God, what if they did an Overwatch 2 where they're like, hey, this is just going to completely replace whatever the city is in GTA 5 because just like, hey, you don't have to download anything. There's just one day you're going to wake up and there's going to be a 110 gigabyte update for your game. And it's going to be the completely new map that no one's going to know where anything is in it.
And yeah, I think they're, I don't know. I think I would like to think that I can read between the lines. I think that they're not as far along on 6 as what they want to be. And they're starting to feel this itch and they need to get it out and they know they need to get it out. And that's why they've kind of just shut everything down and put all focus in 6 because I think they feel like they're running out of time because it has been 10, like almost 10 years.
Yeah. I think what'll end up happening is I think that they're going to release Grand Theft Auto Online 2.0 or whatever they end up calling it. I think that they're going to release that first. And even if it takes like another 3 months or so, they'll drop a campaign separately. Kind of like what Halo did for last year when they released the multiplayer for free. And then like a month or two later, they dropped the campaign if you wanted to buy the campaign. But like they just dropped the online service for free. I could see them doing that. My thought with it was what they would do is like you go to because there's always been like an airport in the on the map, but I don't think you can really use it for anything. And like you just go to the airport and it's like I want to fly to Vice City 2.0 or whatever. Because it's still rumored to be a newer modern Vice City, so like you just go to the airport and you go fly there and like your currency and your character just comes with you over there, but you got to like start over as far as like new cars and buildings and stuff like that over there. Or, I mean, I would prefer for them to start over from scratch because they're using an engine that was made on the 360 and the PS3. Yeah. So starting over would make a lot of sense, but who knows? I think if they want to get it out faster, they'd probably have at least a general idea of like the world and the layout of it. Maybe they need to still construct it, but I imagine it's a lot easier to go ahead and just release the online part first and then be like, hey, do you guys want to play the campaign? Here, give us $40 or $50 or whatever, and just release it that way. Or release it as a full retail copy and say you buy this and you've already got online, here's 4 million GTA bucks. Or whatever they call it. Is there a reason why Red Dead Online's multiplayer never took off like GTA's did? Was there something drastically different about it?
I don't know, other than, I mean, in all honesty, it is a slower based game. But I mean, it's the Wild West. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're on horseback. I mean, there's a lot of like, I don't know, hunting and fishing. It's just that I feel like there was a lot more like drop in kind of action that you can kind of like hit or miss with like Grand Theft Auto Online. You got races and stuff like that. Whereas Red Dead Online, you can't just kind of come in and out of that. I mean, that's a few hours of gameplay that you really got to devote to things. Like if you're going to be a merchant, then you've got to go hunting. You got to skin animals. You've got to make sure you're hunting the right animals. All aspects of that game were very I don't want to say they were like labor intensive, but I mean, they weren't something like where you could quickly put it up and put it down.
Sure.
They required kind of thought and stuff like that. And I don't know how well that works for an online game for the most part. So, I don't know.
Well, rest in peace, Red Dead Online. You will be missed by Richard. I never played you.
I haven't played it in a while just because they've not like I'm the best bounty hunter. I'm the best moonshiner. Like I've literally maxed out all the skill trees. I've done everything that needs to be, and it could be done in Red Dead Online. So there's not a whole lot to go back to. That's the reason I stopped. If they'd have added, I'd have kept going. But
I don't understand. Like maybe this is like I don't know, but like with GTA Online, like in the grand scheme of things, like content update was like they added like nightclubs and they added armored bases and stuff like that, but they never did like a massive expansion for that. And you think about how much money that game has raked in. And like they could.
You're talking about Grand Theft Auto Online?
Yeah. Like I mean, they did that one island that had like one heist on it, but they could have added like so much stuff to that online thing to keep it going with all the money that they rake in.
Well, they add cars all the time, though. I mean, and maybe they think they're justified. But in all honesty, I mean, that's just creating a 3D model and dropping it in there. Because I mean, it's not like you're having to completely recode a vehicle every time.
Yeah, I mean, like the most they have to do is like just get in there and like because when you do like the first person view, like they have to create like the dash, and that's it. Like, and most of the time, like a lot of these cars, like I mean, unless they're like a unique, like original vehicle, like if they're basing it off of something, you just go online and find the assets for it, and then you just import it into the game. Like it's minimal work to do stuff like that. Now, a jet bike, my favorite. But you take a little bit more time because you have to code in like the gliding physics or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not a programmer yet. You mean
if it's like the DeLorean that you get the flying car and all that, that would take a little bit of work. But I mean, how many specialty vehicles in the past 10 years has there been? Like maybe 3 or 4?
Yeah.
I mean,
I tell my story all the time about how I bought the Generation 1 jet bike and then a week later they dropped the second Generation 1. And I got so mad at myself because I literally spent, I was like, it's like the only time I spent like a shitload of money, like real money in Grand Theft Auto Online because I was just in a rut and I couldn't make any money and I just really wanted the jet bike and I paid like $15 to get it.
Dude, me and you guys remember Zach?
Yeah.
Me and Zach Morris. When did I say Morris? Martin. Zach. I always say Zach Morris because Saved by the Bell.
Zach Morris Martin. Is trash.
Yeah. Dude, we cheated like hell way back when. It's like there was some kind of a glitch where you could duplicate a car. And we took advantage of it like over the course of 2 days. Like we put in hours a day. And I mean, to this day, I have everything. I got the super yacht. I've got everything you can imagine on Grand Theft Auto Online. And I'm still sitting on like $40 million.
Jesus.
And I did not work for it.
I've got like $15 million in there because like every month PlayStation was giving out like $1 million.
Well, yeah.
But you had to redeem it. So
you had to log in though, didn't you? Yeah. So I didn't get that.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of those because I did it for like 18 months. So I got most of them because you don't have to like log in. You can just go on the PlayStation app. I think you can still do it. Like cause it was like until I don't know how long they were doing it for. You go on the app or on like the PlayStation app and just hit redeem, and it would just dump $1 million into your bank account, which was it's a nice little perk. It's a nice little perk, kind of like Stray coming to PlayStation Plus if you're a member.
Yeah,
that's a big exciting. I keep seeing ads for upgrading my membership, but I'm like, no, not yet. Just not ready to do that because this is for me personally. There's just not a lot of value in that, other than like saving money on like buying games or something. I downloaded my PlayStation Plus games, and there was something in there that wasn't like in the PlayStation Plus lineup for this month, but it was like they had something on discount that I was interested in, and I was like, I could get this, but they wanted me to upgrade my membership to get a discount. I was like, that doesn't make sense because it probably just comes out breaking even. But
I don't know. That sounds like GameStop. You want to renew your thing for $15? It'll save you $1.50 on this game. No, thank you.
It's like the one subscription that I've kept for like 10 years is my Power.
What, GameStop?
Get Power
Have you?
membership. It's just always set to like auto renew. And then like when I switch a bank or something, they'll be like, "Hey, we couldn't process your payment." I go, "Oh shit, my bad, dog," and then I just fix it because it's just a habit at this point to give them $15 a year. But you get a lot of credit for like if you buy consoles through them, which is typically where I buy all my consoles through because it's so. In my experience, other than getting this PlayStation 5 fiasco with not GameStop's fault, but the events that preceded after that event, and then getting this new PlayStation that I end up getting from Walmart. Other than that, it's been pretty easy as far as like getting consoles from GameStop. So, had really good luck with it. And you get points that you can use to buy statues with, like, this. So,
Ooh.
yeah. If you can tell, I renovated this room to make it also look like a living room, but I'm also out of space. And so I moved my nerd shelf into my bedroom, and then I forgot this thing. So, anyway. Our last topic, which we're debating how much we're going to talk about. I love this. What is going on? Richard, are you okay?
I'm muted so I can cough. I got like a sinus infection or something. I'm allergic to honeysuckle, and it's growing all over my damn yard.
Burn it. I love this last headline, and to the extent we talk about it, we don't have to. But the headline reads, Pokemon community is in a frenzy over blurry pictures that look like Bigfoot JPEGs. And that is exactly what it looks like. So there's this guy. His name is the Riddler. Also it goes by Riddler Ku, or the Chinese Riddler. He apparently is a playtester for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and gives no shits about leaking images online to the public.
You mean he was a playtester? And it was kind of
Well, he supposedly still works there, or is still doing it, because I looked this morning and they're like because I don't care. I know, Chase, you care about leaks, so I'm not. That's why I'm like, I don't want to talk about this stuff in an extent, because I know you don't want to be.
You think they'd have to sign like an NDA or something?
Oh, they do.
If you broke it, they would come after you.
The thing is that like when they're playing these games, this is to my knowledge of this. I've been following this, especially with this Pokemon stuff. They put like on the screen while you're playing, they've got like a dev code. Richard's like, I'm gonna mute myself, and then he just switches microphones, and it just sounds.
Yeah, what happens? Because when I mute just to cough, it's like all of a sudden your volume level skyrockets.
Yeah, like I can hear me through your headset, and I can also hear you coughing. Like, it's funny.
Really? Well, this mute button sucks, then, man.
It's fine. But yeah, like when you're playing the game, it's got like your build number like at the top, and it's got like your unique, like, I don't know if it's called an employee code or something that they put on there. So that way, like if you took a picture of the screen, they would be able to identify who took that picture, and they could get rid of them. But the where this article comes in, like with these blurry Bigfoot JPEGs, is because these people are like having to take their picture, like, off to the side, and then when they take it, they go whoop, like that, and it makes like this really bad blur on the screen, and they don't get like the full picture in there, so they can't get the code, but it makes these really blurry pictures. And there has been some very interesting developments. Again, it's hard to step around leaks. I'm not going to try to even pretend like I'm going to even attempt that. But if you are interested in looking at this stuff, there is a nice Reddit thread called it's a Reddit thing called Pokemon Leaks and Rumors, or you can follow Centro Leaks on Twitter, because they've got that's where all the leaks are getting compiled at. It has made me very excited for these games. That's all I'm gonna say, because lots of interesting gameplay and leaky mons coming out that I'm very interested for. But that is actually all of the news that we have for this week. Before we do trivia and wrap up, because we have a little bit of free time here. Are there any like shows or anything you guys have been watching that you'd like to spread to the masses that everyone needs to pick up and start watching? Anything good?
I actually watched the first episode of The Rehearsal on HBO, and if you've ever watched Nathan For You, this is his new show on HBO, and it's if you're into like really kind of like, I don't know, I guess cringy stuff. It's it's really interesting.
Gotcha. Richard, have you been watching anything worthwhile?
No. Well, I mean, occasionally I'll go through and I'll watch all of Masters of the Universe Revelations. So if you haven't watched that, watch that. It's awesome. It's He-Man.
Yeah. Go watch Stranger Things Season 4 Part 2 if you haven't watched it yet. Great.
Did y'all see that news article about Eddie Munson, the way they treated him at that Comic-Con?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And then, like the next day, I guess they had like a like there was like recording like a live reaction of him, and like the fans were like, saying, "Hey, that was awful the way they treated you."
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold up. I only saw the video of them like praising him. What happened the day before?
Dude, they were like yelling at him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because he was spending too much time with fans. They overbooked him by like 400, and they were trying to push everybody through to, they're like, just sign it. I mean, they're like getting really like rude and yelling at him and stuff. And it was like, wow.
No, unacceptable.
And he was like, he was trying his best to be, what he was to the fans. But yeah, it was ugly. It really was.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I saw a video on TikTok yesterday of the guy that played Vecna out of costume. Or I guess also number 1 or whatever. Spoiler, sorry. It's you've had it 2 months now. But he was like talking, and he's like, I wanted to apologize to you guys because I know it's been a rough month or week, couple weeks or whatever. And then Joseph Quinn, the guy who plays Eddie, comes out on the screen, and he's like, Joseph, I just wanted to apologize to you. And he's like, for what? And he's like, for killing Eddie. He's like, oh, no worries, man. It's okay. He's like, I want you to know I feel really bad. So he like got him some flowers. It's like, here you go.
Aww.
Like, I feel like, like a massive thing of flowers. Like, I feel bad. And he was like,
but that's, I feel like if you're not a regular and you just come in for a season, it's kind of like a given.
I don't know. Like, I mean,
this is your time, this.
As far as
isn't it? That's the last thing he says. Something to that effect. This is his year. Or something.
Yeah. So we're all caught up on Stranger Things. We might just take like 5 minutes and just talk. Or are we all caught up on Stranger Things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you came here for gaming news, we're all out of it. We're gonna do a trivia here in a minute, and that's pretty much it. But if you want to listen to a quick Stranger Things finale discussion, that's happening now. If not, we'll see you next time, because back to what you're talking about with Eddie being a one-off character, Robin was a one-off character last season, and she was incredible, and she got to stay around. And
Eddie,
that's
Eddie,
true. And Max too.
Yeah, well, Max has been
I don't know, I feel like Max is like, she's embedded in
She's embedded now, yeah.
Like I would get what you're saying if she died like in season 2 or even season 3, honestly. But she's like a main character now. But Eddie, though, like there are some rabbit hole theories about how he actually may return. In like D&D lore, there's a dude who's like I guess it's like a general of Vecna's or something that ends up betraying him, and he's like a vampire because he gets bit by a bunch of bats. Like, interesting theory you've got there. My favorite theory is I work 8 hours a day. 6 hours of my day is literally just spent on TikTok because it's a sales job. It's what happens. So in my free time, I come across all these dumb Stranger Things theories, And my favorite one now is that one, or Henry Creel or Vecna or whoever, is actually going to team up with 11 and 8 in the last episode, and they're going to attack the Mind Flayer separate or at the same time, because if they attack together, it's like rolling a nat 20. And I was like, I hate it, but it makes so much sense. It's so dumb. It makes so much sense if something like that happened. Like, I don't know. It sounds so stupid.
See, I don't know. I've always and this is, again, you can take this with a grain of salt because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I always thought that the end of Stranger Things would be that everyone dies. Literally everyone. Because, and this is, it's so simple to me. If you look for Hawkins, Indiana, it doesn't exist.
Fair.
And that's how I always thought, that's how it would end. Is that, with whatever they did, they'd seal up everything that they opened. But in that sealing process, Hawkins and everything would just gone. And I always thought that's how that would end.
That's a good point,
that everybody would die and that Hawkins would just disappear because Hawkins doesn't exist.
I don't know. That's a good. I think it's the strangest thing about the finale is that entire city got 4 massive earthquakes in it that split the city into 4 pieces, and only 22 people died. Like, are you kidding me? Like, just rip the city a new one, and then only 20 people died. Like, bullshit. Like, no, you just haven't found everybody yet. I don't know. I really enjoyed that last season. I think that they really wore out the Kate Bush, but the Metallica stuff, holy shit! Like that was absolutely perfect. Like I was literally like, you ever seen that meme of Leonardo DiCaprio like sitting up in his chair like pointing at the TV? That was me. I was like, oh, there it is. And then Chase is like, Mitch, I know you were going to like that. And I was like, I did. I loved it so much.
This is somewhat related. I follow a bunch of Turtles groups and stuff like that. This just popped up. Apparently, you can pre-order it. It's going to be a Target exclusive. It's Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a 2-pack with Hopper from Stranger Things.
Huh. Yeah, I heard about there was some weird mashup universe kind of thing going on.
That's interesting.
Oh, you can get Leonardo with 11.
What if the Ninja Turtles come out of the hole in Hawkins and they help them?
They saved the day.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you pissed everybody off.
They were created. Were they created in the 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
So.
Because I think is it 86, 1986?
They're in 83 now.
83. Damn, why was I thinking 86?
I don't know. Hang on. You got me questioning myself.
I thought I saw something that said 86, but I very well could be wrong.
I mean, maybe the show starts in 83 and now we're in 86. Things take place. Well, I really butchered that. Will Byers went missing on November 6th, 1983, but they're probably, they jumped to 86 in season 4.
Okay.
So we both right. So
gotcha.
But the hardest part is knowing that we're going to have to wait till season 5 won't be until 2024 at the earliest, and it's the last season. But I'm glad that they're ending it instead of trying to stretch the shit out like a Game of Thrones type of thing, because please don't.
Walking Dead.
When you deal with children, though, you really do have a limited time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, because I was going to jump to a different show. So you finish your.
I was going to say, just there was a lot of talk about them jumping to age up the kids to what they're supposed to be for season 5, but how is there going to be a time jump between where season 4 ends, and they can't, I'm sure they could do it, but you've got them all standing on the hill, the Mind Flayer is in the sky, in that red lightning cloud, and Hawkins is ripped in 4 pieces. Are they just gonna live with that for a certain period of time just to age them up. Like 5 years later, Millie Bobby Brown is her right age, and that doesn't. I don't know. The kids are like 18, so I mean, like they were what, freshmen in high school. So if they wanted to like age them up, they would have to age them 3 years or so. Yeah. Or I guess by the time the show comes out, they'll be in their 20s. So I don't know. But what were you gonna say?
With when you deal with filming and you deal with young people and how they age and stuff, to me they're going to run into that problem with the Witcher series with Freya Allen, who plays Ciri, because that series is supposed to be based on the books. But she's already like 21 or 22. And in the book, Ciri was always a child. Yeah. She didn't appear adult until the video games, which the author says are not canon. So I'm curious how that's going to play out, because it's weird, because there's already been things to happen in that show that go against what happened in the books. Even though they keep doubling down on, the books are our primary source of information. I don't know. You're getting kind of creative there.
Yeah.
And plus, no spoilers for anybody who's read the books, or if you haven't read the books yet, but the ending is like very anticlimactic. It really is. So I don't want that to be the ending of the Netflix show, because it's going to be like, oh, okay.
And like Game of Thrones, they sail to a new location and it's left open-ended. And then hopefully...
It kind of does. I mean, not to mock it, but, okay, look, if you don't want the books to be spoiled from you, turn off now.
We just spoiled a show that came out like a month ago. I think we can spoil a book series that's been out for a long time.
So basically, Geralt and Yennefer die. I'll cement it so that you still want to read it. It's still kind of, and then basically this unicorn tells Ciri that if she puts their bodies in a portal, they can live somewhere else and be happy. So she does that, and then it ends. It's like I don't want to see that as the end of the Netflix show. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So, I want to see a massive epic sword fight with like the Wild Hunt. That should be how that show ends. Something, epic.
I mean, yeah, they ended like open-ended, and then they come back a few years later being like, hey, we're going to do a sequel show featuring the main character, and then no one's going to want to watch it. And I'm talking about the Jon Snow TV show.
Oh. Did that come out yet, or are they still...
So House of the Dragon comes out next month, which is the prequel series based off of the Fire and Blood book. And then they've got a sequel series for Jon Snow after the events of Game of Thrones that is completely original work that they're working on. Probably because they have no intention of ever bringing Kit Harington or anyone else from the Eternals back into the MCU because that movie was bad. So just throwing that.
Did y'all watch Obi-Wan?
Mm-mm.
Are y'all going to?
No.
Maybe down the road.
Look, there's a Vader Obi-Wan fight that's just epic. You should watch it just for that.
I've seen that on YouTube already.
Oh, you've seen the fight? Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty cool. What about last one, Thor: Love and Thunder? Anyone seen that yet?
No, I want to, but I haven't had a chance to yet.
I'm gonna give it a. Oh, gotcha. It was good. Thor: Ragnarok 2. It was fantastic. Or I would say fantastic. It was good. I've seen it twice now. It was good.
I read a thing that was actually pretty disparaging of Phase 4. Saying that it's pointless and that's hurting the MCU.
I was talking to a dude at work yesterday. We literally talked about Marvel for probably like 3 hours at work yesterday, and like we're all like on the same page. Like Phase 4 like has no point to it, and like it's kind of like just a filler arc before they start picking things up. But the stuff that's left for Phase 4 is Black Panther 2. The Fantastic Four movie, which I think is coming out like sometime next year. And then I think it's The Marvels is the other one, which that one, yeah. But Black Panther might be good, even though I don't know who they're going to replace Chadwick Boseman with. But the Fantastic Four movie might be really good.
Initially, they said they weren't going to, but now I feel like they are. Or I don't know.
I think there's just going to be a new character playing the role of the Black Panther and not like an actor replacing T'Challa. I think that's the route that they're going to go.
Okay, all right. Because initially, eventually, like in the comic books, it's eventually, the girl. I'm
Shuri?
drawing a blank on her name. Yeah, but then I don't know. She made remarks online about COVID, and I think that kind of slowed the thinking process for that. And then that's when they started talking about like replacing the Black Panther. And I don't know.
Well, I mean,
that's
I'm not the most versed person in like the comic side of things, but like, didn't Killmonger at some point become like the actual Black Panther?
See, I thought that would be awesome too, because it alludes that he dies at the end, but it doesn't really,
Yeah,
I don't know. I could have, because I like Michael B. Jordan. I think he's a phenomenal actor, and I would like to see him take up that mantle again. I don't think they're going to do that, but that was plausible to me, though.
yeah.
Is that character, for whatever reason, sees the error of his ways, kind of like a redemption arc. I think they could have done something with that, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's almost, I mean, it's wrapped, though. I mean, it's done, isn't it?
For the most part, I think it's coming out in November.
Yeah.
So they might be doing like
it's definitely maybe a little bit of editing, but it's done.
Yeah. Well, everybody go make sure you watch Thor: Love and Thunder if you like good Marvel movies. It wasn't a bad movie. It was pretty good. Not as, in my opinion, not as good as Ragnarok, but I call it Thor Ragnarok too because it literally is. It's by Taika Waititi or whatever his name is. Same type of directing skills with that. So.
Did you see the interaction between him and Natalie Portman after they wrapped?
Yeah, he asked her to be in a Star Wars movie, and she's like, I already did that.
She's like, do you ever thought about being in a Star Wars movie?
It's funny. Go watch that. Go watch Stranger Things. Go watch Chase. What was the name of that show you were talking about? The Rehearsal.
The Rehearsal. Yeah.
Yeah. And Richard, what would you say that you were watching?
Oh, He-Man.
Watch
Masters of the Universe Revelations.
Masters of the Universe. Yeah.
Yeah. 10 episodes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Leads into something else.
Let's do a quick round of trivia, and then we will get out of your ear holes. That sounds weird. For this week. This week's trivia question obviously is to keep with our topic this week is Pokemon related. Which generation of Pokemon was the first to ban gambling minigames because due to a fear of exposing kids to gambling at a young age? Was it Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire? Was it Pokemon Black and White? Or Diamond and Pearl? Or Gold and Silver?
I have no idea. I'm gonna go black and white.
I like how you can't introduce gambling to children, but like an offshoot of cockfighting and dogfighting, you can make a whole franchise.
Well, I mean, the game corner, and at least to keep without spoiling, at least the first game actually had like legit gambling in it, and then certain countries like, well, you can't do that, but there was also religious people being like, you can't put monsters inside of balls. This goes against the church, but whatever. So
that's interesting. I don't recall that passage when they talk about that.
Yeah.
What were the choices?
You have Ruby and Sapphire, Black and White, Diamond and Pearl, or Gold and Silver.
I'm gonna say Diamond and Pearl.
Chase, what did you pick?
I said black and white.
Oh, okay. So there's actually like a bigger meta at play here because Richard has been playing Diamond and Pearl, and that is the correct answer. The original Diamond and Pearl were the first games to remove the gambling minigame from the game.
I'm not far into it, but I haven't gambled yet, so
well, it's not in the remake.
Took a gamble on that answer.
Who'd you pick for your starter?
Chimchar.
Nice. Good pick.
Just because I looked at the evolutions and I can't get behind any of the other evolutions. They look ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, I think Steven told you last week there's like at least in the original, there's a very scarce amount of fire type Pokemon. So like,
Oh, is there?
well, they changed it a little bit for the remake, but like the original version, yeah, I think Chimchar was like the only fire type Pokemon, but like a lot of Pokemon could learn fire type moves.
I don't think I've ever not chosen. I think in all the ones that I've actually played, I've always went fire. Not because I just praise fire, but I don't know, just because I mean, I played Pokemon Red. I went back and played that one, and it was Charmander. And then I played this one. I chose Chimchar, and then when I played Sword, I chose the rabbit. I can't think of his name. Scorcher, Robert,
Score Bunny.
Rabbito, Score Bunny. Yeah, there we go.
Roberto.
The only time I've never picked a fire starter was in Sun and Moon. I picked Rowlet because I love ghost type Pokemon, and I knew he in advance knew that he evolved into a grass ghost type Archer Owl, and I was like, I need this in my life.
Oh no! When I played Arceus, I chose the owl.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't count. It's not a mainline Pokemon game, but
okay,
I guess. But Rowlet's awesome. But the Rowlet that's in Arceus is not the true Rowlet because he's he's a grass fighting type. It's like, no, this sucks.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with his evolution, but you know, it is what it is at this point.
Stoner Typhlosion for the win. That was great. All right. Well, let's go ahead and plug some social medias before we head on out of here. Richard, what you got? Anything?
I think everybody should go get Golf Club Wasteland on Switch right now for $2.
Yes,
best $2 you'll ever spend.
I got it. I'm part of the click now. I own it. I opened my Switch. It says successfully downloaded data. I was like, yeah, maybe this afternoon. We'll see. We'll take my Switch to work and just, cause I know I'm just gonna sit there bored and just play Golf Club Wasteland. Anyway, Chase, anything?
I don't think anything was going on. I think GameFly had a sale this past weekend. I think almost all the Prime sales are over. There may be some like stuff lingering around. Yeah, nothing really big for me.
Gotcha. I will be actually probably live streaming shortly after this live ends, but on TikTok because that's where I have all my followers. And apparently Alex is under the assumption that I bought all of my followers, which I don't think he understands how much money that I would have had to have spent to buy 10,000 followers on TikTok. So I was like, he's right though. Like I need to start streaming more on there. So I think I'm going to finish my Undertale playthrough, or maybe start a new Undertale playthrough, but do it on TikTok because that's where all my people are at. So I don't know. We'll see. But if you want to do that, if you want to follow me over to there, it's tiktok.com/@symbol. I think it's how they do it. @Meechflow. Play the game with the funny skeletons in it, and yeah, go from there. So that is all for episode 98 of Next Gen Newsweek. Hopefully next week we'll have more deep headlines to talk about, or we're just going to finally do this. We've teased it for almost 100 episodes now, just having a whole thing talking about Zelda, and it's like ranking Zelda games and shitting on each other about Zelda. We never have actually done it. We're saving that for like a true rainy day. That's
next week's 99.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the big 99. It's going to be crazy going, welcome to episode 100. Like, oh, good Lord.
100
episodes of this show. Anyway, we'll be back next week with episode 99, though. So have a good week and stay safe. And if it's raining or the land's on fire, just make sure you stay home. Play video games instead.